I look for price to be in a downtrend and then for price to break structure, and I wait for price to pull back into that structure right there. Now, when it's in this structure, I like to highlight my order block and look on the smaller time frames for essentially this to happen, where now I'm on the minute 5 and I've refined this down to, for example, my minute 5 order block, and now we've broken structure. So at this point, price is showing me, it's hinting that we're starting to move bullish, right? We're in an area that created the first bullish push. Now we're on the lower time frame, refined it down to that exact time frame. Now, this is where I believe like my trading strategy is more technical and more intricate than other people.
All right, folks, here we are on Trading Out. We've got Ali Trades in the house. We've just done what is one of the most epic podcasts here on the show. I know I say that about a lot of them, but this one is one you need to listen to. There is a link below the video, so go and click that, but not just yet. We're going to watch him break down his full-on trading strategy here, the one that helped him go from 5K to over 130K in 3 days. So Ali, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. So I just very quickly wanted to break down one of the trades that I like to take after news is released, because I feel like this will give people a very big edge when it comes to trading.
Folks, if you're looking for a prop firm at the moment and you want someone who's been around for ages, flexible, reliable, and has low profit targets, then check out my sponsors, Blue Guardian. So these guys, I've been trading with them for the last 8 months. They've been sponsoring the show for about that amount of time, and they even have guys on my live stream trading them as well. So what I've found is their commission seems to be lower than some of the competitors out there. So really great trading environment, and they offer now CTrader and some other fantastic trading platforms as well. If you want to check them out, there's a coupon code in the description, or just use it, Trading Nut, all one word, and get 10% off at checkout. There's a QR code you can grab here as well. All right, folks, let's get on with the show.
If you guys take a look here, you're going to see I was trying to trade with volume, because I believe trading with volume is the most important thing when it comes to the charts. And so here I saw that we had CAD CPI. So you can see we're expected to come out at 0.4%, 3.6, and 3.6, right? So at this point, I was waiting. Hey, you know what? If this comes out below, right? As I wasn't entering this trade beforehand, and I was just waiting for it to come up. And I could saw, hey, we beat the expectation. CPI was at 0.0, median CPI at 3.3, trim CPI at 3.4, which means that all the tightening that they're doing is working, right? The Canadian Central Bank. And so at this point, I'm hopping on the charts and I'm looking at several CAD pairs. And this one, I'm going to highlight this one because it's the one that I ended up taking, and just very quickly break down how I start turning into more of a retail trader when it gets into the trading style of fundamentals. So you guys can see here, this is where the news released. We have this gigantic candle, 22 pips in 1 minute. A lot of people are like, oh, the move happened, whatever. I'm like, oh, the move is just getting started. So you guys can see here, if you look, obviously all these lost. And so to me, this is telling me CAD should be bearish, which means any pair that's CAD XXX will be selling off, and anything that's XXX to CAD should be buying. So my signal room, I tell them, hey guys, I'm looking at XXX CAD buys. And this one I really like because I can see, hey, we have this touch here, and a third touch here. And what I saw was, hey, price consolidated a little bit in this area here. So we finally close above that consolidation right here. Now, if you guys are looking for a very aggressive route, you tuck your stops right there. A more conservative stop is to go just above the previous touch. But you go here and you look on the higher time frames now. Now, this is where we're trying to find our target. So if I look left, this is exactly what I did. I searched for my most valid rejection order block. So I know, hey, if there is a rejection order block in this market, it's going to be resting over here. This is exactly what I would be looking to enter in on if I was looking to sell off. Now, the reason why I chose that and not any imbalances is because there was no imbalance to be filled in this area here. So that level right there then became my target. And as you guys can see, this literally just sprints to this level right here. And I'm going to be real with you guys. My stops were tucked on the less aggressive one. So I entered right here and my stops were just about, I don't know why it keeps shifting. My stops were right here. But you guys can see price starts to move up, starts to sprint up, and exactly right where the rejection order block is, as you guys can see, price hits it and starts to reverse. And then guess what happens? It consolidates for a while, gives you a couple chances. And even if you manage to not close here, because it's something that I learned throughout time, since I had this trend line of 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, the second this happened, if I wasn't already closed out, I should be out of this trade. But you guys can see very quickly that happens. And the precision on this trade is beautiful because you guys can see as it starts to range, boom, you would end up actually getting stopped out of this trade. And one thing I really want to point out is, in my eyes, I like to be in and out. That's why my trading brand is called Pip and Dip. If you guys look here, this is just one straight shot upwards. After that, I would rather secure my profits on a 1 to 4.5, just like that, than watch it come all the way back down, range for the next couple hours, and then continue to move further forward. I'm not looking to catch the entirety of the move. This doesn't have to happen, especially when I'm trading high impact news. I want to make sure I'm just able to ride the volume. Now, that's how I trade when it comes to high impact news. When it's not high impact news, I look for a very simple model, and it's this. I look for price to be in a downtrend, and then for price to break structure, and I wait for price to pull back into that structure right there. Now, when it's in this structure, I like to highlight my order block and look on the smaller time frames for essentially this to happen, where now I'm on the minute 5 and I've refined this down to, for example, my minute 5 order block, and now we've broken structure. So at this point, price is showing me, it's hinting that we're starting to move bullish, right? We're in an area that created the first bullish push. Now we're on the lower time frame, refined it down to that exact time frame. Now this is where I believe like my trading strategy is more technical and more intricate than other people, is when it comes to minute 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, I start, or like what time frame you should be looking for your confirmations on. I look for what is the lowest time frame order block that we're touching. And what do I mean by that? I literally start to refine my order blocks down to that exact time frame so you guys can see exactly what it is. And so, for example, if this is the minute 5, then I wait for my break of structure on the minute 5. If it's touching the minute 3, I'm waiting for my break of structure on the minute 3. And then at that point, that's when I start to set my limits right there, and I can tuck them in very small. And so at this point, if this is an hour order block on the higher time frame, then my take profit is going to be set on the 1 hour. If it's a daily order block, my take profit will be set on the daily. So the idea behind that is now we're using these higher time frame order blocks, but we're essentially getting in at a point of drawdown for the higher time frame order blocks, and we're able to take these take profits all the way up and ride them out to a much further, much better level.
Do you have an example of where you have a final example of where that happens?
Let me, give me one sec. An example of what I mean by that is if you guys look at this pair here, right? You have order block right there because price had continued its structure towards the upside, as you guys can see there. And so when you start refining your time frames down, you're going to see the minute 5 order block is resting right over here, the minute 4 order block. And this is what I start doing. I just start scavenging different time frames. You can see there's the minute 4, and then we're going to look at the 3, which is the same exact thing, and the minute 2, it's the same exact thing. So when you start getting different time frames, which are exactly the same, what I like to do is use the biggest time interval out of. So in this case, we had the 4, the 3, and the 2 were all the same. So I would be looking to use the minute 4. That's how.
You don't care that order block's been like tested already on those time frames.
No, I don't consider this necessarily tested until we had that higher time frame being broken or continued right there.
Yep.
So now I'm waiting for that pullback, and you can see when it pulls back. Right now we're in that zone. And you can see here, price comes in and it breaks structure. We had a solid close in there. So now that it's broken structure, this is a bullish candle on a bullish order. So I'm going to go wick to wick, and I'm going to tuck my stops right here. And since I'm on the minute 4, I can be targeting a minute 4 rejection order block, something like up here. Or I can be looking on the hour and trying to find where is the gap that we can target. So in this case, this is a gap, right? Closer wick to me. I would be looking to go stops to break even at this point because it's only a 1 to 4. And I do believe, because I know that there's news coming out, this could go a lot further. So you can see minute 4 is right there. Price does what? It exactly taps you in, and then it starts to trickle its way upwards and then consolidate. But eventually it starts to keep going. And you can see this is where live market is right now. This is actually from, I believe, the FOMC minutes today. And I do believe we're still going to be looking to target all the way up.
Awesome. Brilliant. Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at BLACKBULL Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at BLACKBULL Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at BLACKBULL Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below.
There's a fantastic breakdown there. 2 little strategies for you folks to take away and have a play with. So, Ali, what's the best way for traders to get hold of you?
I believe my Discord, my free Discord. If you guys send charts in there, I will analyze them. If you guys are just in the general chat, I will talk to you. And, it's a very free, nice, big community for everyone to learn from.
Awesome. Well, folks, remember, we did shoot a podcast before this as well. There's links to that and all his links that he just mentioned in the show notes. So go and click that below this video. Whilst you're down there, hit subscribe, like, and that notifications bell, and we'll see you in the next one.